Chapter 3 Keystones. 3 years have passed since Mardek saved Belfin from Morik and became a royal knight of Gosnor. Deeply distraught over Tudugin's sacrifice and unable to believe the reality of the situation, he searched the Lake Kerr area at length, only to find no signs of his lost friend. He hasn't seen Amila since either. However, Mardek is not the type to mope and moan. As with Social Fox's passing, he merely strives harder to replace what is gone, and with Rahov's encouragement, he's carried out his missions impeccably by himself or with others, and earned himself a reputation as one of the best knights in the ranks. Today, Mardek is on a mission with Donovan and Charla, who were recently promoted from guards to knights too, to investigate reports of dark monsters suddenly appearing in a place called the Sun Temple, in the middle of a desert on the southern continent. Seems like work as usual to the gallant knights, but there is more to this than it seems. Hello and welcome! I'm Norvegicus, and this is my Let's Play of Mardek. Welcome to Chapter 3 of the game, which is the biggest, longest, and most open part of the game, and this is when it becomes real interesting, in my opinion, at least. Let's just dive right into Chapter 3, I guess. Well, this is the Sun Temple. Yes it is. We need to find the High Priest of Solak. He'll fill us in on the exact details of our mission here. Yeah, so Donovan is back. He was with us in Chapter 2 as well at the very beginning when we were in the gem mines. But now he's actually a playable character. He's now part of our team. Well, let's go and find him then. He'll probably be the one with the silliest hat. Oh, and remember, Mardek, go check the help section from the menu if you've not done so already. Open the menu with enter and navigate down it using the arrow keys. If there's anything you need help with, don't hesitate to talk to Charla and I using the P key. Yes, Charla is also with us. Though whether or not we'll be of any help really depends on the situation. Yes, indeed. So this is our team right now. We have Mardek at level 22, same level as we left off in Chapter 2 with. So let's say you granted to level 18 instead, you would have been 18 now. I don't want to know what the lowest level of Mardek can be in Chapter 3, but I think maybe it's 15. So you'll always be a little higher level than the other two. And then Donovan and Charlotte level 10 each. So this is the first time we can actually use Donovan and Charla, and they are not too bad. Donovan is Pyromancer, and Charla is an Aeromancer. So they use Air Elemental and Fire Elemental magic, respectively. Let's look at our skills right now. We have the same skills on Mardek, obviously, but Donovan and Charla they have nothing mastered at all. So we have to start with from square one as well with these two, but that's fine. Let's put it on Soul Strike. That only affects you if you use physical moves, and both Charla and Donovan use spears, magic wand, or not wands, but staffs. There are basically spears, so they can actually do some decent damage relatively with physical attacks, but they are special attackers or magical attackers. And then physical defense reactions, always good to have that. M-Fire does 20% more damage with fire magic, which is what he has. He only has flame at the moment. And then we have some magical defense. Honestly though, the M damage minus 20% is more useful, simply because we won't really face any enemies using fire magic. And then no passive skills, but we'll make sure that he can use that. And then we have Charlotte with Lightning Bolt, same as Emilia used to have. Soul Strike for her as well, same stuff. Yeah, so they do have the exact same abilities available to them, because they have the same stuff. The only difference is being she has a wing spear and he has an ember spear, and she has an air pendant and he has a fire pendant. Now, in reality, they should have swapped those because Charla is weak to fire, so she benefits more from having the M-Fire minus 50% skill than he does, because he is fire elemental. And it'll also make him a lot more weak to water, and will make her a lot more weak to fire, having those pendants on. But to do anything with that, we'll have to find a crystal first, because it's in the crystals that we have everything that we need. Hello there. Solakian priest. Yeah, so Solak is... I did mention in the previous episode that there are multiple gods and multiple religions in this game. Yalort is one of them, and Solak is another one. He's the sun god. There are monsters in the depths of the temple. Bleeding evil monsters full of violent soot. They're all crawling down there. I left a parchment down there, and I bet they've touched it and everything. Ew! I'll never write another book again. It's enough to drive a man mad. Mad! Yeah, you sound pretty mad already, mister. Can I talk to you as well? I am a priest of Solak. Good for you. Solakian High Priest Shamash. You are the royal knight sent to aid us with our plight, yes? Well, that's right. We heard you were having trouble with monsters in your temple. If you know what I mean? That is correct. Normally there are monsters at the deepest level of the temple, but we generally stay away from those parts anyway, and the monsters are never a bother. Recently, however, the monsters have been ascending, taking up residence in the higher areas, and therefore endangering us and hindering our passage through our own temple. There are also some strange monsters amongst them that we have never seen before. Okay, so we can ask, when did this start? Do you know that what might be, do you know what might be responsible? Not who might be responsible? It started a few days ago. We thought it might just be the monsters being particularly wild, breeding season or something, you know? But we were unable to control them and they just kept coming more and more. There was a strange man who entered the temple a day or so before the monsters started becoming wild, however. We suspect he is to blame. Well, what did he look like? I don't see the relevance of that, but he was large, muscled, looked dark, had an eye patch. He was really bossy and arrogant and just thrust himself into the depths of our temple, saying that he just wanted to take a look around. We let him, as visitors are welcome here to look around as much as they please, but he did not return, and then the monsters started acting up. Well, we shall look around and solve your problem. Yes, we'll explore the temple and try to find this man, and do what we can to help. Worry not. We are the Royal Knights of Gosnor. We always get our job done. I thank you and wish you luck. But wait, there is a device deep within the temple called the Warding Stone, which usually protects us from this sort of thing. I don't know much about it, since it's been untouched and unseen since my grandfather's time, but I think it may be significant. Perhaps the Warding Stone is broken or stolen? If that is the case, we have spares for such a scenario. I'll give one to you. I wouldn't know what to do with it, however, but I'm sure you can work it out, oh resourceful knights. Thank you, Mr. Solakian priest. No luck yet, knights. Is it healing you need? May you go with the bright blessings of Solak. Yes, it can heal us just like Galavar can in Gosnor. Let's go talk to some of these people, because in this game, there are actually side quests. We haven't had side quests before, but this game has a lot of them, or relative to the previous chapters at least. Oh, hello there! You're the knights who are meant to be going down to the lower levels, right? Splendid! I have a favor to ask of you. I mean, since you'll be going down there anyway. You see, the monsters in the lower levels only appeared recently. When they did, we had to evacuate the lower levels, but not all of us got out. Some of the priests were either too absorbed in their studies or meditation, reading, or just, you know, milking their snakes, and couldn't get out fast enough. We were too scared to go down and help them ourselves. We're only like level 1, despite lifetimes of prostitution, and the monsters down there are at least level 10. But now that you're here, you are our shining ray of hope. I hope you'll go and rescue them, yes? I won't take no. I don't want to do this, and I want them to die as an answer. Here, just take these warp stones to the 4 priests, 1 for each. With them, they can escape safely. Come back if you save them all, and I'll make it worth your while, I promise, big boy. Yeah, so we'll just need to find these guys and give them the stones. I have no hair! You noticed, didn't you? I had to become a Solakian priest because I was so ashamed of being bald. Wah! I bought some hair tonic from a shifty peddler in Airpolis, but it didn't work. I thought it'd grow hair that it wasn't there, but it doesn't. It just makes hair silky and smooth. If only I had a hair to make silky and smooth. Hair I could show off, anyway. Wah! Yeah, silky smooth hair must be nice, I guess. Let's go and look at the other side of the room. There's also a chest in here somewhere that can loot. If you're going down deep into the temple, beware of the lizard people. They're right savage, you know. one once bit my leg off in one bite. But you have 2 legs now. I thank you not to draw attention. Oh, I thank you not to draw attention to the problem. It's hard enough to live with, as it is, without people like you, sir, mocking me endlessly for my crippling disability. Oh, poor guy. Maybe he had 3 legs before. Okay, so we have a crystal there. Watching this flame burn reminds me of my life. Hot, yellow, flickering, constant, yet chaotic within boundaries. And dull as hell. Yeah, pretty dull, huh? So we can finally go in here and look at our item storage. So I don't really have any weapons that they can use. They can't use shields because they have 2-handed weapons, so that's not an option, unfortunately. And they can't use staffs. They're not the ones to use staffs. Can only use spears for some reason. But they can use a variety of different held items or accessories, and also armor. Although they can only use, I think it's light and medium armors. This is medium, isn't it? It is light. This is medium, they can't use it. Okay, so they can only use light armor as well as robes. Robes are fine though. Although the robes they already have are pretty good. They give spirit and MP, which is pretty good, and also magic defense and defense. So what I did, since I knew that Dugan and Emila weren't going to be playable characters in this chapter, what I did was I picked up everything they had in their inventory and put it in the crystal before ending chapter 2. So everything they had, even Zack is still a playable character in this chapter, but just not available right now. But I took all of their stuff so that I can give it to Charlotte and Donovan right here. Alright, there we are. I've now put all of the consumables on everyone so that they have almost equal amounts of everything, like within the boundaries I could. I also put the Trilobite armor back on Mardek, since the place we're in now has a lot of light elemental enemies, and being vulnerable to light as you are with the bone mail armor. You can say here it says vulnerable to light. It's not very good to be vulnerable to light in a place like this, so that's why I put the Trilobite armor on. Anyway, I have everything here. This is the reason why I gave or bought the lower level greatsword back and put it on Dugan, because then I could take his sword and sell it instead, because the burial sword is actually worth a lot of money. And did the same with the Mila with the lightning rod, because it's worth more money, because you can never like take off someone's weapon without like replacing it with another one. You can't go unarmed in this game, so that's why you had to put a lower level weapon on them instead. Anyway, so they have a copper ring and they have the pendants to their elements. Actually, maybe I should put the bandit leather on them. I also bought another bandit leather from Cambria before ending chapter 2, so that I had 2, one for Charlotte and one for Donovan. The evasion skill is super useful. There are enemies here who do both physical and magical attacks or damage, so it's both pretty useful, I'd say. I mean, the robes are good, don't get me wrong, but having evasion is pretty good too. And the green robe that we got from Emila is actually better than the Jasper robe that they have. Yes, so they just shift around what they need to work on, but we'll start with some passive skills and stuff like that. Evasion, definitely, that's super important skill to have. Yeah, I can work on both of these, I guess. It's just 15 battles, that's not a lot. Same with you and fire, and then both of those, yeah. They're so low level right now that, you know, it's gonna take a while to get everything. Hello, this is a book about shopping. Speaking of which, buy some items. From me, I sell them, you see. See? Yes, this guy sells items, might as well sell him these things. 50 gold for this, 50 for this. This one is worth 1,500, pretty good. This one is worth 25,000, that's Social Fox's blade. And this one is 3,000, that's pretty good. He sells consumables as well as Alchemist's Fire, which does fire damage to enemies. And then really cold water does the same with water. Liquid lighting with air, and bottle acid with earth. So you can buy these and throw them at enemies to do damage from that element, but we don't need that right now. Might need them in the future. I keep all my money I own in the world in an ornate treasure chest over there. I've been saving up for years. I'd probably consider if it was stolen. I can't say that word. You know, because my life would be ruined. My girlfriend would leave me and so on. Or she would if I had one. Being a priest, I don't really see many girls at all, you know, since we have to live in this remote temple and swear a vow of celibacy and so on. A shame too, what with my stunning good looks. Yeah, you're pretty handsome there, dude. But you know what? I'm gonna steal his money. 3,000 gold? Thank you. There's also a door here, and this is gonna be very important later, because this is kind of empty right now. Usually these two portals here lead to places, but I think that the dark energy or whatever is interfering with their magicness. Yes, so they're broken. A shame that. A shame. Okay, let's go into the temple and actually start the mission. We are ready to do that now, I think. Yeah, so this is where we're going to go to start the actual mission. We can go back, I think. Yeah, we can. We can't get out of the temple, though. We have to go through the temple to do this mission. Okay, so this is a new enemy, the Lupazer. Yeah, they're just lizards. They are earth elementals, so they are weak against air. And we are lucky enough to have an air elemental magic user on our team. Level 11, 12, and 13. Let's get the highest level one first. Yeah, Mardek is still very slow, but very, very soon we're gonna fix that problem, actually, in this very temple. Yeah, they have fire resistance because they are lizards. They can use fire moves, actually. Ooh, yeah. My magic users are squishy. I'll let them finish the battle, actually, because Mardek doesn't really need the experience, but they do. Sorely. Flame that guy. Ooh, okay. Yeah, you can attack Mardek all you want, that's fine. Don't really need to shield them. No need to do that. Boom! So there should be a crystal nearby, and you know, I should probably... Oh, lizard tail. I should probably do a little grinding session in this area to keep these two up, so that they don't take all the damage all the time. Heh, Royal Knights, that's what we are indeed. It's such a great honor, such a great feeling to know that we're actually helping these people in need. Isn't it so invigorating and exciting, Charla? It is, but I'm sort of scared. Don't worry, I'll be here to protect you, and I'm sure the monsters won't stand against our amazing magical power. Heh. Oh, and Mardek's with us too, of course, and we all know how good he is at this sort of thing. You've been doing this for 3 years, right, Mardek? And every mission has been a quick success. Well, I am that great. Heh, you are indeed. You'd make Social Fox proud, you know. Well, I am trying my best, by myself, trying to make Dugan proud. Oh, but you're not alone, Mardek. You still have Charlotte and I, and we shall try our best too. We're new at this Royal Knight thing, but we'll prove that we're worthy of the title. I can't imagine these night missions are too much harder than the guard ones. So come on, let's go. But who'll remind me of the menus and controls, and I'll get all confused and not know what he's talking about. Who'll tell me that A opens the menu and you have to use rusty keys and reactions and stuff in battles and stuff? You mean you don't already know all that? And here we are, dependent on your experienced leadership. I thought you were Sir Mardek, the reliable and powerful Royal Knight of Gosnor. You're a legend, you know. You inspire everyone in the guard, and even the knights, carrying on with vigor and light-heartedness despite your great loss. But to keep inspiring them, you have to keep it up. Dugan wouldn't want you moping around about the past, would he? Now is your time to shine and make him proud. So come on, Sir Mardek, let's just focus on the task at hand, eh? Let's do that. Let's look at the map. There are 5 chests in this area, and we want to go to the crystal. Don't need to save right now. Just need to heal up a little bit. Remedy, that's for you. Yeah, we do have a little bit of remedy from before, but not much. So, you know. Fire Opal, okay. So we can find some gemstones during our adventure, and they will sometimes give us useful abilities. This one doesn't, though, unfortunately. But it will empower fire, so I guess I could give that to Donovan to hold when he's done with all the other reaction stuff. But that's not gonna be until a little while, unfortunately. Let's see if we can find some more enemies to fight. Look at this. huge room with some doors and some chests and some enemies, obviously. Oh, you can also fight gemstones in this game. So the topaz will probably, yeah, it'll heal from air. So they're just magical creatures, I guess you could say. But Donovan's gonna be really useful against you, at least. Just keep that. It's a lot of damage. They usually are weaker against physical attacks rather than magical attacks, but that makes sense, I guess. Okay, let's get another chest. Mithril sword, that's for you, I think. Although it's not as good as the champion sword, there's no reason to use it. Maybe I can give that to Vern later. Yeah, Vern is also another playable character in this chapter as well, but not for a little while yet. We're stuck with Donovan and Charlotte for a little bit. That's fine, I like them. Really cold water, that's good. Only one though. It can be useful against fire elemental creatures, I guess, if we encounter any. I think the lizards are also partially weak against water. Better potion, everyone has 10, and that's actually 10 more. Wow, okay, so now Mardek has 20 of them instead of just 10. That was the last chest, wasn't it? Let's keep going. Let's keep going! This is just an empty room, is it? Just an empty hallway? No, okay, so it is a room at the end. 7 chests, alright. Yeah, this is a big open area then. I hope there's a crystal here. Oh, right. So we have to find some gemstones on pedestals to open these doors. Oh, so what we've got? Oh, we've got the Sakil. So they're just flying air, dark, elemental fish thingies. Yeah, kind of weird, but they're easy enough to take down at least. What are you gonna do? Bubble rot. That's fine. Charlotte's gonna master Lightning Bolt before Donovan masters Flame, it seems, because she's faster than him. Fish scales and better potion. Alright. Oh, we found a priest! Hello! I'm trapped down here and, hey! Is that a warp stone? Yay! You must have been sent by the priest whose name I can never remember up in the top level. Was it Solakian priest or priest of Solak? Or did he change it to something like side quest priest to be different? Please give that warp stone to me! Thanks for this. I'll use it to get back right away. I can't stand another moment in this place with death breathing down my neck like a, you know. Bye. Bye, dude. And either... Okay. So that's one of the 4. So we do get a prize for finding every priest, obviously. They're not too hard to find either. Alchemist's Fire, okay. It's good, although we have Donovan, so you can use fire naturally. We have another crystal, might as well heal. Because Charla is not looking too good with HP after one attack. They're very weak right now. Oh, more enemies. We have the Vega, which is the flying sun thing. And then we have the Posh Gruul. So we've seen Posh versions of creatures before. They're not too hard to take down. Let's kill the Posh's was first. Let's just let him be. He's gonna attack Mardek, that's fine. Don't mind that. Lightning Bolt. Doesn't take too much damage from that. Fire a little bit more, that still didn't kill him. They can use both magical and physical attacks, so, you know, they can choose either or. So it looks like Cheryl has finally mastered Lightning Bolt, the easiest ability to master on her. Light Essence, that's for crafting. There we go. Yeah. Let's see what we can find down here. Looks like we can maybe find the gemstone pedestal down here to open the... Is it a moonstone door? I think it's called. Or does this one just loop around, maybe? Yeah, might do, but I think that the pedestal is here, right? Yeah, it is. So now that door is open, can go back there. There's also some chests here. Sun Idol, an ancient artifact. It dates back from the Sun Temple's construction. The style of Solak idols has changed since then, making this quite a valuable relic. A collector would surely be interested in it. Yeah, so that's an item you can collect. You can collect more of those artifacts around the game. Donovan got blindness from this battle, but it doesn't really matter as he's a magical attacker. Looks like there's something to talk to over here. Is that another priest? It is. Who are you? Did that priest finally send someone to help me? It's about time. Give me that warp stone. Grumble. Well, he wasn't too thankful. 215 gold, that's not too much, but okay. And there we go, Donovan finally mastered Flame, so now they've both mastered their magical attack. I should probably go for some Soul Strikes to master that as well. Attack physically instead of magically to master that. Let's go to this side next to see if I can find the rest of the chests. Or maybe they're locked away, they could be. Alright, so I'm in a battle now with the Moonstone. I killed the Topaz. I've been stabbing them with the spears to master Soul Strike. And the funny thing is, even some, not everyone, but some creatures actually use MP when they attack magically as well. You can see the Moonstone is actually out of MP. I guess it's a good opportunity to master some physical defense skills as well. There we go, we finally defeated the Moonstone. Let's see what happens. We got a Topaz, that's pretty good. And then we both mastered Soul Strike. I was hoping for one of them at least also getting evasion, but... Okay, only 5, wow. An 8 for you, okay, so that wasn't as much as I was hoping for. But still, that's pretty good. Topaz, though, gives Healing Wind to Charlotte. That's a healing ability for her, so she can finally start being a healer as well. So we don't have only one healer. What else can it give you? It gives you agility, okay. Twister she can't learn. And resist air and empowers air 10%. Okay, that's decent, I guess. Yeah, I can also go down here now and see if we can find the rest of the chests. Oh, they have a Temperance. That's a new enemy. So Temperances, they're like totems, and they can be, depending on what head is on top, they can be different elements. You can see that this one is air element, and that's the air head on top. It also has a water head, an earth head, and a fire head. So this particular one is air. That means it also heals off of air and is weak against fire. So let's not attack it with Charlotte at all, actually. Only with Donovan. He does a lot of damage to it. Might actually help with Mardek too, because these Temperances can be pretty strong. They have elemental attacks based on their element as well. That one had Lightning Bolt, as you can see. So they can be pretty annoying. The air one that we just met is the fastest type as well. Oh, this looks like a boss chest. It is the last chest we have access to, I think, because you can see there's also an area up here that we haven't been to. Let's look at this. Yeah. Right, Blood Lizards. So they are just stronger versions of the Lupazer, and they're also faster, as you can see. Also higher level as well. They're pretty scary. Look at the damage they do. It's a good thing they didn't attack Charla, because she could have been very, very weak against that. They resist fire a lot, but they don't resist water at all very well. So I should probably use Donovan to heal instead of attacking. Give Charla, no, I mean yourself, a better potion. Mardek, you need to actually help out with this battle, definitely. Yes, you can kill him in one shot, so he is definitely very useful here. Do this. Fire heals you because you have the fire pendant on. Good, good. Yeah, I can attack, I guess. Why not? Do some damage. Get some experience, and now you can finish him off. There we go, level 11 for her. I was hoping for Donovan as well, but I guess not. Next battle, probably. Yeah, you usually get a good reward from fighting these boss chests. This time you got a sun sword. You always get the sun sword from that particular chest. It's a good weapon, but not as good as the champion sword, and they're the same element, so there's no reason to switch. Gives damage plus 20%, but we don't need that because you already have it. So yeah, it's just another sword you can use. In case you didn't get the champion sword from chapter 2, I guess. You can get that. There you go, level 11 for Donovan. Pretty good, pretty good. Oh, they both mastered MP plus 10% too. That's nice, because then we can switch out their Mind Crystal for something else. I should definitely keep Mind Crystal on them, because it could be nice for them in the future. But is there anything else they can hold that can be useful? Let's just have the Fire Opal for now. Gives Strength, which is not useful to him because he's not a physical attacker, but gives also Empowering to Fire, so might as well put that on. You can have the Pickaxe Pendant for now, and just switch that out later so that he can have it. Let's go see where the door leads us. Oh, it's locked tight, but there's a keyhole. With the right key, you'll be able to get through. Right. We need to fight a boss battle first. The boss battle is right up here, I believe. That's where the moonstone door was opened. Is there a chest up here as well? No. So we don't need to talk to the statue right here to get the key, but I want to actually do some grinding before I do that. So I think, oh, Charlotte mastered damage minus 10% and M air plus 20%. That's pretty good. Right, yeah, so I think it's time for a grinding session actually, and then I'll continue with the Sun Temple after the grinding session is done. Time for another grind recap. This time, the only place to grind is the Sun Temple, which is both good and bad. The good news is, we can find both creatures that attack magically and physically here. The bad news is, training magical defense skills can take a while, because most creatures here prefer to attack with physical attacks. Almost immediately after starting the grind, I encountered a new enemy in the albino bat. They're just like all the other bats we've encountered so far, and they only attack with physical attacks, so they're pretty ideal for training physically defensive skills. Other good enemies for physical skill grinding include the Lupazar lizard enemies, the Posh Gruels, and the Vegas. When trying to go for magical defense skills, the best option is the gemstones, both the moonstones and the topazes. The only problem with them is that they don't have infinite mana, and so when their mana is used up, they will only go for physical attacks, suddenly making them great for training physical defense skills instead. The Sekils are also useful for magic, but they can only use Bubble Rot twice before being out of mana, and so they're usually not very reliable. Now, you might be wondering, why don't I just attack my own allies with magic to make it go faster? For example, make Charlotte zap Donovan with lightning bolts or something. Well, the problem is, that wouldn't count. See, the game only counts it if an enemy attacks you, unfortunately, so there's no shortcut to doing this. I never thought about bringing this up before now, and maybe nobody's wondering about it, but that is not an option. After a while, I also encountered another new enemy, and the last new enemy of this place, not counting bosses. This is the Revenant, a light equivalent of the zombie warrior from the second chapter. They're worth decent experience and are easy to take down. It also dropped a Sun Axe, which we cannot use yet, but will be useful to us in the near future. Through looting, I also managed to get a Moonstone from, well, the Moonstone enemy. The Moonstone accessory can teach Mardek a new skill called Regen, a supporting spell that gives the Regen status, which heals a character for 10% of their max HP every turn. A very useful skill to have on the team, especially while grinding to keep the team healthy for longer. I made sure to master both Regen on Mardek and Healing Wind on Charla from the Moonstone and the Topaz respectively. When the grind was over and done with, Donovan had mastered the damage minus 10% skill from the Bronze Circlet, the damage minus 20% skill from the Spiked Leather Armor, the damage soak 10 skill from the Pickaxe Pendant, the damage soak 20 skill from the Spiked Leather Armor, and the evasion 20% skill from the Bandit Leather for some more physical resistance. In terms of magical defense skills, Donovan had mastered the M damage minus 10% skill from the Mage Robe, the M damage minus 20% skill from the Jasper Robe, the M damage minus 30% skill from the Green Robe, and the M Fire minus 50% skill from the Fire Pendant. He also mastered the M Fire plus 20% offensive skill from his Ember Spear. The very last skill that Donovan mastered was the Agility plus 1 skill from the Bandit Leather. Charla's physical defense mastery included the same skills as Donovan from the exact same items, making them both a lot more resistant to physical attacks. In addition to learning more or less the same magical defense skills as Donovan did from the same items, Charla also mastered the M Air minus 50% skill from the Air Pendant, as dealing with both your opposite element and your own element can be useful. I will teach Donovan the M Water minus 50% skill later when I have access to it. The only skill Donovan mastered that Charla didn't master was the M damage minus 30% skill from the Green Robe, but I put the Green Robe on her instead, as it is better than the Jasper Robe, but I only have one to use. Charla also mastered the Agility plus 1 skill from the Bandit Leather, of course. During the grind, all party members, including Mardek, leveled up once, making us even stronger. With these new skills and abilities mastered, I was ready to face the rest of the Sun Temple for now. Alright everyone, now we are done with the grind and we are ready to continue. Right now, I am right here. You can see the white square is right here, that's me. And we are now on our way back to where we saw the statue thingy, which is a mini-boss. Oh, just gonna skip that battle. I want to have as much HP and mana as possible for these mini-boss. We can see that I've put some stuff on my characters here. Not really a huge change. I just gave Charlotte the Topaz for some extra air damage. The same for Donovan with the Phyropal. They both have the Mind Crystal. Donovan has the Jasper Rope, and Charlotte has the Green Robe for now. So, we're now ready to talk to this statue right here, the idol. It is an idol of Solak, god of suns. These are sculptured by the priests and enchanted with levitation magic to show their devotion to their deity. And, is it moving? Gasp! Yes, indeed, it is a boss. We have Antares, which I believe is the name of either a star or a moon. I can't remember exactly. It's level 20, so it's a little bit higher than Donovan or Charla, but a little lower than Mardek. But it's not too bad. It would have been a little bit bad if we didn't have any magical damage, because it can do a lot of damage to us with magic. It is only weak to dark, and it has 50% resistance to light and 20% to fire. Okay, so Charla's gonna do the most damage out of everyone, I think. But now we have Healing Wind, so we can heal with her as well. So we have 2 healers now, which helps, definitely. And he is mostly a special attacker, I mean a magical attacker. So I think I'm going to give shields. Let's give shield to Charla first, because she can heal as well. And he gives himself the M barrier. Ooh, not good. So now we're gonna do less damage with magical attacks, obviously. That's fine. At least he can't like summon anything. So it's only Antares, it's nothing else, or Antares or Antares or whatever you say. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, honestly. Okay, he attacks physically. Alright. It's basically a bigger version of the Vega things that are creeping around in this place. So, it's just a bigger Vega, I guess. Okay. He does more damage with magical attacks than with physical attacks. I'm not very scared of that. Let's give regen to Charla. Okay, he misses. That's why evasion is very, very powerful. Let's go. It's gonna take a little time to kill him. Let's have Mardek attack him to see what happens. Oh, got a critical hit. No magical attacks at all, actually, this battle. Wow. Huh. Okay. Maybe I'm just... Ooh, 69, that's nice. Maybe I'm just lucky with that. Oh, there we go. We got him. And now Donovan has the most experience out of Charla and him. So we got the Sun Key and also Light Essence as well. Very good, very good. So now I can finally go and open that door that was locked. But of course, we're going to go back and heal on the crystal. Oh, might as well do this battle. Alright, so the Temperance is down. Let's go see what happens if we open this door. With the Sun Key. Ooh, hello there. Mysterious Traveler. Clavis or Clavis? I think it's Clavis. Interesting. I didn't really expect to see any other people down here, but it only stands to reason that the priests have hired people to help. Oh, excuse me. Where are my manners? I am Clavis. Pleased to meet you. I am a traveling scholar, you could call me. Maybe even a equilibrium mancer, if you want to be particularly pretentious. Anyway, you were sent down here by the priests, yes? Or should I be worried? Well, that's right. The priests sent us. We're on a mission. It is unfortunate what plagues this place. Dark beasts. I have encountered a few myself, and though at the moment they're not numerous enough to be a total catastrophe, it is only a matter of time before they overwhelm and utterly decimate the place. As you may have noticed, this temple is a source of light. It's elementally charged as such. You can feel it in the air. You, my good sir, must be quite comfortable here with your aura being as it is. But it was not built here, out of the barren desert, for no reason. Everything done by sentient minds has a purpose. There is a wellspring of darkness nearby, an eldritch source which radiates dread. Though buried leagues beneath the sands, its power is strong and it once influenced the minds of men. Darkness? Here? I don't feel any dread or anything. In times of old, This was a region of vile bandits and criminals, forever at war with themselves and others. Nobody dared come here. There was no balance, only disarray. I know not who built this temple, but I can be fairly certain they knew of this source of darkness and sought to correct the balance, which is crucially important. I cannot stress that enough. Do you know what a keystone is, my friend? You mean one of those things at the top of an arch in the middle, which holds it together? Indeed, my long-haired friend, indeed. The keystone of an arch is its most integral component, for if removed, the sides of the arch would have no support. They would quickly topple over, falling to chaos and disarray. I like to use keystones as a metaphor. There is a device deep within this temple, which the original designer built to ward off the darkness. It has worked well for a long time, but by the steel-fisted wrath of a bolt-scorched stranger, it has been destroyed. It was a keystone. Not literally, I mean. It's actually called a warding stone, but it serves as a crucial supporting element to keep these twin arches of light and darkness from succumbing to ruin. We should go down and fix it, but I'm assuming you will do that anyway. It is why you are here. Well, we will. I find keystones quite fascinating. I am forever intrigued by how brittle our systems are, how removing one crucial component can be the end of it all. You can hack away at the arches themselves for a long time to get anywhere, but remove the keystone and your job does itself. An arch, two opposing elemental energy sources, a monarch. A country will follow its government to the abyss, you know. Removing the source of law and order only results in chaos. Anyway, I'm rambling. Do forgive me, I don't often meet people and I do tend to talk their ears off when I do. I ask that you think about this favored metaphor of mine. Keystones are present in many aspects of our world and they must be kept in place. Now, we've all got our jobs to do, so I shall leave you now. I'm here to study the imbalance. Perhaps we'll meet again somewhere. Well, nice to meet you, strange bearded man. I like your funny forehead tattoo. What an odd man. To be down here all by himself and then to ramble on about all that as if we're old friends and had known each other forever. It was strange, as if you knew or expected us. Maybe it's just me. I didn't really understand what he was talking about at all. It really came out of the blue. Yeah, that was weird. What was he reading though? I bet you wish you could read this book, don't you? Well, you can't. You simply can't. Why not? Because it's too hard for you. That's why. Aw, that's a shame. Right, looks like we just got into a new room. Alright, let's see what we can find here. Maybe some new treasures? How many chests are there? 7 here as well. Weren't there 7 in the last room as well? I think there were. Yeah, looks like there's something over there. The green usually means people you can talk to or something you can interact with at least. Oh, speaking of which, hello? You must be sent to rescue me? Is this warp stone for me? Thanks, you're a really kind person. I'll, bye. See you at the top. Okay, I think that's 3 out of 4, so we only need 1 more of those priests to be rescued to complete that side quest. And then we can collect the reward we get from it, which is pretty nice. This is a very big room. Oh, looks like there's a chest here. That might actually be a boss chest. No, it wasn't. Just some better potions. Let's complete this room before moving on to the next room. Why don't we? Let's look what's over here. I should probably do the battles now that I think about it. And I skipped them. Okay, so there is a chest right here. Also a crystal, pretty good. Amethyst. Ooh, what does that give us? Gives clarity. Oh, right, that's a very, very good skill. So clarity makes you immune to confusion, and we haven't really had much trouble with confusion yet, but we will, trust me. So I'm gonna make Mardek learn this skill right now. Might as well give him that instead of... let's give it instead of the belt of movement. He doesn't really need that anymore. He's slow anyway, and we are gonna fix that problem pretty soon, as I said. So I think the amethyst is a much more useful item on him. Oh, that's the wrong button. Yes, clarity, very, very important skill. Let's teach that and then click off the insomnia. I don't think we need that in this place. Yes, so clarity, immunity, confusion, very, very useful. So there's a lot more to discover here in this room, but I think maybe this is enough for this episode. Not sure how long this episode is gonna be. It's kind of fractured because of the grinding session, but yeah, I think this is a good place to end the episode. So I really hope you enjoyed this first episode of Chapter 3 of Mardek. And you know, if you did, I would really appreciate you leaving a like on this video. Maybe even a comment of some kind, whatever you want to comment on. Maybe even consider subscribing if you like my content and want to see more of Mardek, or even my other Let's Plays if you're interested in that kind of thing. And maybe even future Let's Plays, because I'm going to do more of them. Anyway, that being said, thank you so much for watching, have a great day, and bye-bye for now. Come back if you save them all, and I'll make it worth your while, I promise, big boy.